Welcome to another episode of Skylines, the TV program about architecture. Today we begin our journey in spectacular Santa Fe, New Mexico. Known as the City Different, Santa Fe was founded in 1610 and is our nation's oldest state capital. Santa Fe is a mecca for artists of all kinds and is renowned for its magnificent Pueblo-style architecture.
What's important about the architecture of Santa Fe? I would say there are two things that are critical. The first one is the Spanish colonial roots, which gives us our plaza, and it gives us our street pattern, it gives us buildings right up to the street, courtyards, zaguans. All that is immensely important, and it's kind of been overshadowed by the Pueblo revival architecture, which is given us our distinctive look of the buildings themselves in terms of the corbels and the vigas and the tan stucco. But those two things are related, but they're two different things. One's an urban design principle, the other is more a sort of a superficial building style. But those two things come together to make Santa Fe the unique place it is.
Our next stop is Houston, Texas, home to some award-winning architecture and some great chili too. That's right, we're heading south almost 900 miles to the home of the Rice Owls, Rice University.
Here at Rice University is known, among many things, for its architecture. And that's a reputation that began when the university opened in 1912. The first president of Rice was very committed to architecture. He hired one of the greatest architects in the United States to plan the campus and design the original buildings. And successive generations of administrative officials at Rice have adhered to that high standard of excellence that Rice's first president began. The Brockstein Pavilion is the most famous 21st century building on the Rice University campus. It's the work of the New York architect Thomas Pfeiffer in collaboration with the Houston landscape architect James Burnett. The building has a very simple program. It's a coffee shop. There's sort of seating for students at tables, lounge seating. Very straightforward, a very simple building. But it's a building that's quite extraordinary, and it's extraordinary because it puts you in touch with what is special about Rice University's campus, even though it does not look like the other buildings at Rice University. Thomas Pfeiffer, the architect, made it a completely transparent building, so all of the walls, all of the exterior walls are glass. It enables you to take in and appreciate the spectacular setting of Rice University's campus. These sort of flat green plains filled out with extraordinary rows of live oak trees, many of them 100 years old, with these expressive canopies that create deep pools of shade in what is often a very sunny environment. The building is very simple, and so when you sit in it, you are surrounded really not by its architecture, but by the nature outside. So you get to kind of sit inside in the air conditioning and watch all this kind of beautiful green setting, the sort of people walking by. For people who prefer to sit outside, there are also chairs and tables. But it is a building whose extraordinary qualities come not from sort of focusing on itself, but from focusing what's around it.
Our last stop is home to some beautiful oceanfront beaches and amazing Victorian architecture too. That's right, we're heading east to the jewel of the South Jersey beach towns, Cape May, New Jersey.
All the way to Cape May, I fell in love with you.
We're a very small area on a year-round basis. Cape May County has just about 90,000 year-round residents. The city of Cape May is one of our towns in the county. In the summertime, which of course is the busiest time, being a seaside resort area, on the busiest weekends we go up to almost 700,000. We enjoy more of a year-round season with the Victorian architecture and the tourism product that brings to us here, with tours, activities, special events, people who just want to come and get away and stay in a Victorian B&B and do nothing but just, roam the beautiful streets and stroll the promenade and just have some downtime.
And it wasn't until the early 70s when Cape May kind of stuck its claim in its history. There was a real debate. Do we demolish these old frumpy buildings and build motels like Wildwood is doing to the north? So Cape May started to tear things down, and it created a tension. Are we going to preserve our history, or are we going the way of Wildwood? And Cape May, in a very narrow city election, chose preservation, and that really kicked in the current renaissance which Cape May is enjoying. And when Congress Hall reopened in 2002, that really was the second wave to the renaissance that started in the mid-70s.